But there is a question about actually whether all of these things converge. Meaning that they all, that does this all become some kind of commoditized business?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have off-the-shelf AIs, and these off-the-shelf AIs are going to be really, really good at solving a lot of problems. But you're going to have companies in healthcare are going to have supervised, super tuned AIs that take these off-the-shelf AIs and make them super good at drug discovery or super good at chip design. Let me just use our company for example. The vast majority of our company's value is in the data and the intelligence and the know-how, the craft that's inside our company. And none of that data is out on the internet. You can't get an AI to go learn it. And so I've got to take a really smart AI, which is what we do. We build a smart AI, and then we teach it how to design chips. We teach it how to write software. We teach it how to do drug discovery. You'll teach it how to do, radiology.
Let me ask you a geopolitical question. We're going to hear from the president of Taiwan just after this. And there is a big debate, as you know, about chip independence, the big investment that we're making in chips to manufacture here in the United States, whether we should be exporting certain types of chips to China. Where are we on the journey of being chip independent, if you will? And do you think that that is a worthy goal?
We are somewhere between a decade to 2 decades away from supply chain independence. As I mentioned earlier, our system comes 35,000 parts, and 8 of them come from TSMC. And the supply chain, when you think through it...
And they're in Taiwan, of course.
Yeah, there are a lot in Taiwan. They're all over the world. But supply chain independence is going to be really challenging. Yeah. We should try it. We should endeavor it. I mean, we should absolutely go down the journey of it. But total independence of supply chain is not a real practical thing for a decade or two.
Okay. Literally in the past a couple months now is Huawei came out with a new phone.
Yeah.
And it surprised everybody in terms of the chips in that phone. In terms of this being a 7-nanometer chip, there was a view that China was never going to get there. We had this sort of real opportunity ahead of them by many years. Were you surprised by that?
The rumors of it in the market has been around for a long time, and so were we surprised? I don't think so. I don't think anybody in the industry was really surprised. And is it possible to take something that said 16 nanometer and shrink it to 7? These are just numbers. Is it really 7? Did they shrink it down to something that was sufficiently good that you can make a phone from? Yeah, I think so. And so I think there's no magic in these numbers, as you know. It's just 7, the number.
But the question is, what is our lead over them, do you think?
In semiconductors?
Yeah.
In semiconductors, call it a decade. You could decide, call it a decade. But could you take the decade-old technology and just squeeze the living daylights out of it until it produces something that's kind of like something from 5 years ago? Yeah, probably. And so I think there's a lot of clever engineers all over the world, and they're trying to get the most out of it.
Nvidia is currently making bold moves that are causing ripples across the industry landscape. The stage is set in China, one of the world's most vibrant and rapidly developing markets. Here, Nvidia is not only expanding its physical presence but also making strategic investments to revolutionize autonomous driving technology. This audacious leap forward is not solely about boosting numbers or expanding geographical reach. Rather, it embodies a broader vision to lead transformative technological advancements. However, no forward leap in the tech world comes without its challenges. As Nvidia accelerates its strategic expansion, a recent antitrust investigation has surfaced, casting a scrutinizing spotlight on the company's past acquisitions. Join us as we delve deeper into the intriguing saga of Nvidia's journey, uncovering the complexities and opportunities that lie ahead. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
Well, I want to say thank you to all of the shareholders. With their support, we were able to do our work and realize our hopes and dreams and make a real contribution to the industry and to the world. So I want to thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome, okay? Because we have to start that way because in the end, it's mad money. And what you've created here is something that is remarkable, that is being rewarded by the stock market, $2 trillion valuation. So I ask you, what has NVIDIA done to deserve such a valuation? And maybe it's still inexpensive.
There's probably never been a technology company that has made a greater technology contribution to one of the most important industries in the world, and at such large scale. We reinvented the computer as we know it. The computer has been the same since 1964, since the year after I was born. And we reinvented it with this idea called accelerated computing. Now, you could have a computer that's 100 times faster or 20 times more energy efficient, cost 20 times less, and to be able to solve problems at a scale that nobody's ever imagined, such that we helped solve artificial intelligence. And we're now on our way to making enormous progress in automation of intelligence. And as you know, intelligence is foundational to every single industry. And that's the reason why they're all here.
Is this a factory of intelligence?
This, in the future, this is exactly this right here that you're looking at. Can you guys see this? These servers are the densest computers in the world. This replaces entire data centers in the past. And it shrinks them into this little tiny data center here. And this rack here would probably be more powerful than almost all of the computers in the world today.
In 5 years, will there be some, or 2 years, will this be slow?
Every couple of years, we'll be coming up with something so much more incredible. In the last 8 years, we improved performance per chip, per one of these chips. We improved the performance of one of these chips by 1,000 times in the last 8 years.
So that means it can talk about a movie? Does it mean it can read Anna Karenina? What does it mean that it's so fast?
Well, first of all, it's probably read those things and probably read about the movies. And so if you wanted to ask it a question about those movies or a book, you say, read this book. Now let me talk to you about this book. And you can talk to it about just about anything.
Now, can it make it so that a product like the Vision Pro becomes a commercial product, where it would be great to be able to step into a car, find out what it feels like, what it sees, and maybe that would be the sales element for a car company?
Well, first of all, I've enjoyed the Vision Pro, and I got to tell you, it's really fantastic. I really, really enjoy it, and they've done such a great job with it. The tracking, the tracking with the world, the registration of all of the objects in the world, you feel like you're really, really in it. The thing that's really great is when we connect Vision Pro with this world we call Omniverse, and it's running on these computers, we essentially create this digital world that's overlaid with the physical world. And Apple calls it spatial computing, and you feel like you're practically there. It's really quite amazing.
NVIDIA Corp's recent maneuvers in the Chinese market have generated significant attention among investors and tech aficionados alike. According to reliable reports, NVIDIA is intensifying its operations in China with plans to add over 1,000 employees this year. This workforce expansion, aiming to empower the company's focus on autonomy and driving technologies, is a clear indication of NVIDIA's unwavering commitment to innovation. It's akin to a seasoned player aiming for a home run while meticulously fine-tuning their swing, a testament to NVIDIA's ambition for immediate success, supported by a tactical long-term vision. Yet, while NVIDIA amplifies its footprint in China, it faces the intricate task of navigating regulatory challenges. The ongoing antitrust investigation related to its 2020 acquisition of Mellanox Technologies places NVIDIA at a critical juncture, testing its ability to adeptly handle global compliance complexities in a constantly evolving regulatory environment.
At the same time, if we switch and we're Bristol Myers, we're Merck, or one of these biotech companies, it costs a fortune to do a trial. Yeah. And because it costs a fortune to do a trial, they don't do trials, or they try to solve the easy illnesses. I talked to Kimberly Powell, who's your vice president of healthcare, and it is very clear that beginning with Blackwell, we will not do trials the way we've done. And we will go after Parkinson's. We'll go after schizophrenia, the things that no one can conquer. They're now within your ken. They're now possible.
Just as we use the technology, artificial intelligence, to understand a novel, we can use a similar technology to go understand the meaning of proteins, the meaning of life. Now, once we can understand the meaning of life and be able to use it in a computer, we could use that computer to simulate life such that we don't have to do as much of the screening in a wet lab. We could do a lot of the screening in a computer. That computer does it so fast, we could explore the chemical space that is so much larger, explore the target protein space so much larger and so much more quickly. And so whatever we decide ultimately to take to trials will have much higher possibility of actually passing the trial and becoming
I think one of the things is in your keynote, I would urge people to watch, especially the soaring rockets at the end and how gorgeous they are. But people don't realize in the end, you are a supplier to other companies. So that if I wanted to do the drug, I wouldn't call Jensen. I'd be working with a company that is figuring out how to be able to use you to be able to develop a trial. You're not the nameplate. And that's one of the reasons why I think people can't understand that you're a $2 trillion company, because they're not on the Nvidia phone.
You know, there's no computer company that has ever been built like ours. We created a brand new way of doing computing. Everybody we work with here, there's researchers and scientists from $100 trillion worth of industries, healthcare and financial services, manufacturing and such. And when we're done building all these computers, we break them up into parts and we integrate them into Microsoft Azure, OCI, GCP, AWS, HP and Dell and IBM, and they take it to market. Right. And so the application software is being offered by Cadence and Synopsys and Ansys and Dassault, really amazing company that we work with, Dassault and Autodesk and Adobe and others. Our technology is integrated into theirs. Our technology is integrated into all these computer makers, and the world connects it together, and that's the reason why NVIDIA is everywhere.
Okay,
we're in every cloud, every data center.
Is that we hear all the time, well, you know, but Amazon's working on a competitive product, or Alphabet. All I hear from you is good. We want to help everybody develop whatever's necessary. You are not at war with customers.
No. Well, we do something very different, first of all. Our architecture, on the one hand, could do artificial intelligence. It could do computer graphics, physics simulation, data processing, SQL data processing, which consumes a lot of energy, a lot of cost. For many customers, we reduce it by 95%, 20 times reduction in cost and energy used. So much so that Google's Dataproc is now accelerated by it. We announced a partnership yesterday with a great company, Databricks. They're going to accelerate their data processing. They're the large-scale data processing cloud company. They're going to accelerate their data processing on it. And so all of this is something you can do on our architecture. The other thing you can do with our architecture is everywhere.
Right.
And so if you're a developer and you develop on NVIDIA, you can run it on AWS, GCP, Azure, HP, Dell, IBM, anywhere.
Beneath the surface of these developments, NVIDIA's overarching strategy is to synchronize with global technological trends. As of February, NVIDIA boasted nearly 30,000 employees scattered across 36 countries, responding to a rising demand for AI chips. In an industry where innovation dictates market leadership, NVIDIA's proactive efforts in China signify more than mere regional endeavors. They represent a resolute global ambition to spearhead the paradigm shift in AI and autonomous technologies. This initiative places NVIDIA on the frontier of evolving technological landscapes, positioning the company to potentially redefine market dynamics on a global scale. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
You can't. Everything's on allocation. You say we can do that, but nobody has enough NVIDIA product, correct? Does Mark Zuckerberg have enough NVIDIA with 350,000 chips?
Well, we're in the beginning of this AI computing ramp, and we're in the beginning of the accelerated computing ramp.
Well, how do you decide who's going to get that?
It's going to last a few years.
How do you decide who's going to be able to get? Then we know that you are tech power. I'm looking at tech power. I can't get enough tech power. So what do? How do I get right with Jensen?
Everybody is right with me. They're fine. So the most important thing is to work together to plan for the delivery of the chips. You got to place the PO, get your data center ready, get all the engineers working on these data centers together. We'll make sure that everybody gets their parts.
And they're all going to be presumably customers for life. You can't just switch if it were just chips, if it were just hardware, then you could be a commodity. You're not commoditized. You're going the other way.
NVIDIA's a computing platform, yeah. So the applications that are developed for our hardware runs on our hardware.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you again, as I thanked you for many people, 150 people I saw this weekend who all told me, please tell him thank you. They all also want something that I know is pedestrian and doesn't add value. They want a stock split. Why can't you give it to us?
Well, we'll think about it. Today is not the day to announce it, as you know.
No, I know it. And again, I apologize it's meretricious.
Yeah, we've done stock splits in the past. One of the things that I really like about stock splits, by the way, is that it makes for the stock purchase for our employees and others.
Yes. That's what Walmart says, too.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And we want to make sure that we take care of our employees. They do such an incredible job for us.
As we conclude this expansive exploration of NVIDIA's bold strategy, one pivotal question emerges. Is this strategic expansion a prescient step towards asserting dominance in the AI and electric vehicle markets? Current forecasts suggest substantial growth for NVIDIA, buoyed by an industry fervent for advancements in AI technology. Amidst a competitive landscape, NVIDIA's position solidifies, reflecting not only resilience but an astute display of strategic prowess. Investors closely monitoring NVIDIA's trajectory may not only recognize the immediate value proposition, but also forecast a sustained ascent, propelled by the relentless advancement of technology. What are your thoughts on NVIDIA's daring expansion and the challenges that lie on the horizon? Could this be a golden opportunity for an astute investment portfolio? Join the conversation, engage with industry insights, and share your perspectives on this ever-evolving tech saga. A narrative that continues to unfold with each strategic decision made by NVIDIA. Let's delve into the multifaceted world of tech innovation and market dynamics together. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like NVIDIA have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.